Alex, week 13. Were you thankful for some good betting last week?
I was thankful for some good betting last week. I had a 4-2 week. That is 3 weeks in a row north of 500 for me. And I am
Okay.
I am 32, 33, and 1 on the season. My advanced stats tell me that that is one game short of 500 and not far
Hashtag
from the profit
analytics.
zone. So hashtag analytics. So we've been trusting the process, and I think that with another strong week this week, we're going to be back in the black for the year.
That's what I like to hear. A couple
Yeah.
bad weeks for me in a row, stacking up bad weeks, 6-9-1 last week. Admittedly, I got pretty silly on the Broncos and Saints. I put like 3 bets down on that Sunday morning, given the Broncos quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Look, life is short. We have fun. And if the Broncos would have won that game, the money line at 790 or whatever I had it at would have been insane. 45.5% against the spread. Profitability is within reach with 4 or 5 weeks left in the season, plus playoffs. We're going to do this, Alex. I don't know if profitability is going to happen, but damn it, we're getting over 500.
I think we can do it. And I also think that losing money betting on the Broncos with a practice squad receiver at quarterback was probably like worth it. Like it's worth the cost of entertainment, in my opinion. So I wouldn't feel too bad about that if I were in your position. But we are opposed on a game this week. We have opposite picks, and I think we both have 2 picks on
involving
this game.
involving those same New Orleans Saints.
Involving those same New Orleans Saints. The Falcons and Saints playing in New Orleans. I have 2 things here. I have under 46, and I have the Saints -3 in this game with, I think, interlocking rationales that should come into play here together. First of all, I don't believe in either of these teams' ability to push the ball down the field in the passing game. I think the Saints kind of waved the white flag on that when they picked Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston. The Falcons crushed the Raiders last week, looked like an offensive and defensive juggernaut, but I think they didn't do it because of Matt Ryan. They did it because of some fluky plays, fluky mistakes committed by Derek Carr, splash plays by their defense, whatever you would want to call them. I don't expect a ton from Matt Ryan in this game against that Saints pass defense. And I think that Atlanta comes back to earth because of that, like I said, kind of fluky way that they scored points in that game against Las Vegas. So I like the Saints to win this game by a field goal or more. I think they're a better team, and I think that there are not a lot of points. So I'm happy with the under. You though, you don't seem aligned with me on all of this.
Well, I am taking an under, not your under. I'm taking the first half under 23. These two teams combined to score 33 points total in the game that was 2 weeks ago. And remember, that game was 2 weeks ago. Familiarity breeds contempt, and it absolutely breeds contempt where the Saints and the Falcons are concerned. The Falcons defense is playing on tilt right now. They are playing incredible. I don't think it's going to be enough to generate points like they did against the Raiders last week, but I do think it's going to be enough to hold down this Taysom Hill-led Saints offense, which I continue to think is only so that the Saints can keep things sort of between the navigational beacons. If you have Jameis Winston in the game, yes, Jameis Winston has a high ceiling, but Jameis Winston also has a low floor with those turnovers and could put the ball in bad situations. I think that is why, more than anything, Sean Payton let Taysom Hill sort of carry this bridge between Breeze and Breeze when the Saints get into the playoffs in January. So because of that, I think scoring is going to be low, and I think scoring is going to be low in the first half, especially. These two teams played 2 weeks ago, and I am also taking Falcons +3. I know it's a big swing, but hey, man, let's take swings. What else do we have to lose? Sure. Life is short.
We have to take swings. I'm with that. I respect that, even though I think the spread is going the other way in this game. Broncos Chiefs, the other team on the side of that ridiculous Broncos Saints game last weekend. I have the over 51 in this game, and I have a first half spread, which listeners to this program will know I have not taken a lot of first half spreads this year. I have over 51, and I have the Chiefs -7 in the first half of this game. I like the over for a lot of reasons. The Chiefs offense speaks for itself. Also, the Chiefs defense kind of speaks for itself. I mean, this has been, I think, the worst defense in football over the last month or so. A lot of their problems against the Bucs last week were in garbage time when that game was basically over, but those still count.
God, that was a rough push.
Nice cover for me, though. Tough push for you. Nice cover for me. Obviously none of that guarantees an over, the Chiefs having a good offense and a bad defense, but I think that Denver's offense should be a little bit more lifelike with an actual QB, whoever it is, playing quarterback this week.
I think it's Drew Lock. I think it's going to be Drew Lock.
I think it's going to be Drew Lock. And I think that they should score a few points in this game. I mean, I think that they should score 17, 20 points in this game. And if the Chiefs can get into the mid-30s, which I think they can because they are the Chiefs and they are playing at home, then we're going to get to over 51 points. So I feel good about it. And the reason I'm playing a first half spread in this game, the Chiefs -7, is that the total spread in this game is around 14. I'm surprised it's not in the first half, more like 8 or 9, because the Chiefs operate with a lot more pace in the first half. They really slow down in the second half of games, oftentimes just because they are winning by a lot in the second half of games. That's a pace play for me. I think the Chiefs move quickly in the first half. I think they get enough plays in that their talent should show through, and they should be winning by at least a touchdown at halftime. Obviously, a touchdown even would be a push. Pushes happen, but I feel like there's a decent chance that they're up 10, 14 at the half.
Next game, Jags Vikings. I'm taking my Jags plus 10.5. I'm actually kicking myself for not buying this up to 11. Honestly, buying a half a point.
Okay.
The Jags 2-point math in 2-point decisions this year has actually been pretty good. They go for it quite a bit, and Doug Marrone is really not shy about going forward on 2-point conversions when they are down quite a bit. Because of that, that could get us into an 8-point, 11-point different key number situation. So sort of kicking myself for not thinking about it. Be that as it may, I'm taking the Jags plus 10.5. Jags are playing close games. They're bad, but they are game. They have not quit on this season yet. Vikings run the ball a ton. Got in a rock fight with the Panthers last week and probably arguably should have lost that game. So I'm close game here. Crossing fingers. Jaguars lose. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, come on down.
Well, Richard, I respect your continual faith in your football team to cover these big numbers. I do. My football team is the subject of my next bet. Washington visiting my Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. I'm actually betting against my hometown squad. I have Washington plus 8.5 in this game.
Taking the football team against your football team.
Yes, to be clear, I'm taking the football team against my football team. Just let's be clear about what that means. The football team of Washington is playing decent ball of late. Have to give it to him. Alex Smith has been solidly average, which is quite a feat given what he has been through, and for him to be doing that in 2020. They have had the best running game in the NFL over the last month. Antonio Gibson, who we know from Memphis, EMCC Lion, Last Chance U, Go Lions, has been a revelation for them. He is running like hell. He ran over the Cowboys. The Steelers have been vulnerable against the run. Obviously, you and I know that the running game is overrated. I mean, we don't really care about runs. We just want to see fireworks in the passing game.
Running backs don't matter.
But I like running the ball as a means to cover a big number. I think they can steal a touchdown or two just by staying on schedule on the ground. Bud Dupree is out for the year for the Steelers. I think that should keep Alex Smith a little bit more upright. And on the other hand, the Steelers have just looked shaky, and they're going to be playing on like 4 full days of rest, whereas Washington's last game was on Thanksgiving, which feels like ages ago at this point. So even with Pittsburgh being the home team in this game, I feel pretty good about Washington's ability to keep it to a touchdown or so and cover. Famous last words, we'll see, but I feel good about it.
Rams and Cardinals. Rams on the road, 3-point favorite. I like the Rams. I like what the Rams are doing on both sides of the ball. Cardinals, Kyler Murray, banged up shoulder right now. Don't know if it's healthy. Trust Jalen Ramsey to shut down DeAndre Hopkins, something that he has done before. If the Rams play him outside, the Rams have been playing him at nickel a lot. DeAndre Hopkins and Jalen Ramsey are intimately familiar from their time with the Texans and the Jaguars. D-Hop didn't ever really massacre Jalen Ramsey like he did basically the rest of the year. So I like that if the Rams put him outside. Cardinals, been shaky the last couple weeks. The close game decisions and late game decisions by Cliff Kingsbury leave a lot to be desired. They left a win on the table in Foxborough on Sunday. So I'm taking the Rams here, -3.
Did D-Hop and Ramsey have a little overlap at Clemson and Florida State, or was D-Hop gone by the time Ramsey got there?
I'm pretty sure D-Hop would have been gone, if I remember correctly.
Would have been a hell of a matchup had they gone head-to-head at any point there. Bills and 49ers for me, I'm on the under at 48 in this game. The 49ers the last 3 weeks have, I think, been more solid than people realize on defense. They've been trending in a good direction, allowed lots of the Packers, more middling amounts against the Saints and Rams, and they've trended in a good direction. They have not moved the ball well on offense. Jimmy Garoppolo is not good. And I think that for the sake of unders, you want a team with a tremendous defense and a ugly looking offense. And I respect Kyle Shanahan's ability to scheme some things up in this game and, put up a few more points than we might expect. But the 49ers are also very slow paced. They don't run a lot of plays. I think that the Bills defense has sort of righted a skid that it was on against the Seahawks and Cardinals like about a month ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Played a little better against the Chargers last week. So I don't expect a lot of scoring in this game. And I could not resist the under. I also really wanted to take Bills -1 just because that's not a wide spread, obviously. And I think they're a better team, but I just couldn't do it because I don't get a great vibe about the direction that Josh Allen is heading in right now. But even that supports, once again, the under bet, under 48 for me.
I'm taking Lions and Bears, Lions +3. Mitch Trubisky starting for the Bears. Even though Mitch Trubisky has played pretty well against the Lions, the Week 1 game was not that for Trubisky. The Lions probably should have won that game, but could not hold on late. Trubisky threw like 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and stormed back after playing.
That was Twilight Zone stuff. I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, for the first 2.5 quarters, Trubisky couldn't do anything, and then they absolutely stormed back. Lions have had 10 days to figure it out, and about a week to do so without Matt Patricia. Sort of a breath of fresh air for that Lions team, if you know how a lot of the Lions players felt about Matt Patricia. I'm going to take the Lions here in divisional matchup in the cold, +3. Yeah, man.
I love that. I love taking a team as soon as they fired their head coach, just as the ultimate sign of disrespect towards that coach. Colts and Texans for me. Speaking of teams that have fired their head coach, I'm taking the Texans +3.5 after weeks at this point removed from firing Bill O'Brien. The Texans are the best offensive team in this game. They've been better on offense than the Colts all year. The reason the Colts are in the playoff race and the Texans are not is that Houston's defense was horrible to start this year. But I think they're rounding into form. They put it on the Lions pretty good on Thanksgiving. J.J. Watt has kind of moved into a new phase of his career where I no longer think he's overrated and over the hill, but now it's just kind of pleasant to watch him play. It feels like he is obviously he's not even close to what he used to be, but I think he has played better than he has at points over the last few years. But I think the big problem for the Colts is going to be Deshaun Watson. Indy's pass defense has trended in a bad direction. We saw what Ryan Tannehill did to them with A.J. Brown and friends last week. Now they have to go play one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. I have a little pause because Will Fuller is suspended for this game, but not enough not to take the Houston Texans +3.5.
I am taking the Patriots Chargers over 47. I accidentally bought a half point on this. I'm not really sure how that happened. But so instead of 46.5, I'm taking over 47 at -125. Not great odds, but hey, who cares? The Patriots defense is not very good. The Chargers offense is pretty good. Chargers late game decision making leaves a ton to be desired. If I was taking this on the spread, I'd probably take Patriots because I want Belichick in a late game situation versus Anthony Lynn.
No doubt.
But I'm not sure if that Patriots offense could do enough to win, yet I do think they can do enough to probably get me to 27, 28 points in this game. So it's sort of a what do I trust situation, and I think I trust these teams to be to get me over 47 points.
With that, I respect that rationale. Richard, I hope our picks are more solid than my earpieces have been during this recording, because I feel like they've almost been falling out the entire time we've been here. I've had to do this the entire time. I think we're going to make some money this week. I don't know about you.
Absolutely, Alex. We're going positive. We're getting to 50% and even higher than that. Let's have a good week. I'll see you next week, buddy, after we have gotten said bread.